Hi, Room 10. We are going to be working with some more two-dimensional shapes this week. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning to recognize some new shapes and also learning how to put those shapes together to create more new shapes. So, quick review. We already talked about, we have the rectangle, which has 4 vertices and 4 sides. These two sides are the same length. These two sides are the same length. We have the square, 4 sides, 4 vertices, and all sides are the same length. We have a trapezoid, 4 sides, 4 vertices. These two sides are the same length. These two sides are not the same length. And then we have a triangle, 3 sides, 3 vertices. Triangles can be all kinds of different shapes, but I'm going to leave this as what's called an equilateral triangle because that's what we're going to be working with today. We also have a circle, which you'll recall has no straight sides, no vertices. I'm going to erase these two because we're not going to be working with rectangles and circles today, but we will be working with these. And what I want to introduce you to are pattern blocks. And I sent your grown-ups a copy of this paper. We have lots of pattern blocks in our class, and I wish we had them at home so that we could use those. Unfortunately, we don't, but I found this really cool paper online. So what you can do with these pattern blocks is you can take and you can cut these out, and you're going to be able to use these for the next few days to do your math lessons, and I'll show you how you're going to do that. The instructions on here say to laminate. You don't have to laminate. If your parents can laminate, that's cool, but you don't have to. You just need to cut them out, but do keep them in a baggie or something because we will be using these for the next few days. So I'm going to go over the shapes that we have here on the pattern block. So I've cut them out. As I've mentioned, we're going to be using squares, and you have little orange squares. And for some reason, in a pattern block set, the squares are always orange. They just do that naturally. You're also going to have trapezoids, and the trapezoids are red. You will also have triangles. The triangles are green. And see, the reason I left this is where they're all equal because that's the shape for a pattern block set, a traditional pattern block set. We are going to learn about a new shape. And here it is. It's this shape. I bet some of you know what it is already. If you want to, say it out loud. It has, and my picture is not going to be perfect, so please forgive me. It has 6 sides. They're all the same length. My picture is not perfect, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices, and this is called a hexagon. Okay, so we will be using hexagons. We also have this blue shape, and I'm going to kind of draw it this way. It's all the sides are the same length. There's 4 vertices, and this shape, but this doesn't have square corners like the square has. And this shape is called I'm giving you a clue right now. It's called a rhombus. Now, if there's more than one rhombus, we can either say rhombuses for more than one, or rhombi for more than one. Either or, both of them are correct. Now, the last shape is the trickiest shape. It's this one right here. Not only is it a color that I almost forgot to cut out, so don't forget to cut it out. This is the trickier one. So kind of look at, you can hold it this way, you can hold it this way. Think in your head what shape this is. Now, I'm not going to make you say it because we want to use the mathematical term. How many of you think this is a diamond? A lot of us call this a diamond. Diamond is not a mathematical term. Technically, this shape, and I'm going to draw it like this. All the sides are the same. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. Does not have any square angles, no right angles. This is technically a rhombus also. Believe it or not, it's a rhombus also. We just think of it as a diamond because we see it diamond shaped like this all the time. I want to prove to you what's happening here. So I have this square box. This is something that came in the mail. Guess what came in it? Our silkworms came in this box, but it is a perfect square. All the sides are the same length. As you can see, I can take it and I can turn it into a rhombus by just putting it like that. It looks like a rhombus. Then that diamond shape, if I just squish it a little more, it's still a rhombus. Because even if I take this rhombus, I can turn it any direction. So it's just kind of a skinnier rhombus. So I just want you to know the mathematical term for that. Now, what you're going to be doing today, you're going to be working on some pages that I emailed to your grown-ups. Some math pages. There's 4 of them. And we're going to be doing, I almost forgot this important word, we are going to be making composite shapes. And composite shapes are shapes that are made out of more little shapes. So you take little shapes, put them together, and you have made a composite shape. So what you're going to do on the first page, and you can tell your grown-up, the instructions are down here, but you're going to take some trapezoids to make a hexagon. It says blank trapezoids make a hexagon. So you're going to need to figure out, you're going to lay your pattern blocks that you've cut out on here and see how many trapezoids it will take to make a hexagon. And then you're going to take your pencil and you're going to trace that so we can see, and then write in how many. Down here, how many triangles would it take to make this trapezoid? So you're going to take your triangles and you're going to lay them out to see how many fit on there. Then you'll trace around the outside of them and write the number. On the inside page, I'm going to set this down. The next page, there's a little information for you about what a composite shape is. Then it says use 2 pattern blocks to make each shape. Make sure you're following that rule because sometimes you can make it with more than 2. So just be careful. Draw a line to show your model. So whatever you lay on here, you are going to trace around that pattern block with your pencil to show how you laid it in there. If you want to go back and color it the color of the pattern block, that's totally cool too. Not required, but please do trace around it. At the bottom here it says, how can you find which shapes are needed to make a composite shape? So think about that. Tell your parents. You don't have to write it down, but just talk to them about it. On the next page, you are going to do some more. You're going to use 2, once again, it's only 2 of these pattern blocks to make this shape, 2 of these pattern blocks to make this shape. It also asks you to draw lines, and it does ask you to circle the blocks you use, so you'll circle whatever's there. Then it says pick 2 of the pattern blocks shown to make a composite shape. Draw the shape. Circle the blocks you use. So you're going to draw your own shape using 2. And this is something we may talk about in our Zoom lesson or our Zoom conference call's the word, on Tuesday. I may have you guys show me what it is you drew on numbers 5 or 6. Then on the back page, it's kind of the same thing. Circle the pattern blocks that can be used 2 times. So let me read that right. Circle the pattern block that can be used 2 times to make this shape. So you can only use the same shape 2 times. What would it be? And then how many, this isn't even a pattern block, but I bet you can figure it out. How many of these does it take to make this? And you're going to write that number in and draw the picture. And then finally down here, if the 4 shapes are combined, what shape do they make? Tell how you know. Pretty basic stuff. You guys are going to do that pretty quickly. If you finish this early, I have sent your parents a link to a site. It's Math Learning Center, and they have a really, really cool game using pattern blocks where you can make your own shapes or you can fill in shapes that they have there, and it's just a great way to practice making those composite shapes using pattern blocks. So, in conclusion, we are making composite shapes using squares, trapezoids, triangles, hexagons, rhombi, other kind of rhombi, And we're going to be using these for the next few days, just practicing with those two-dimensional shapes. Okay, so I will see you next time. Bye.